This is MOZA R5 direct drive wheel. Today I will review the R5 bundle with the ES Formula wheel mod and brake performance kit. MOZA Racing is helping me to create the content for you, so they sent all the gear for free. I will be also talking about how it feels to go from a belt-driven wheel like T300 to an entry-level direct drive wheel. In the R5 bundle you will find the R5 wheelbase, ES steering wheel, desk clamp to mount it to your desk or table, and the SRP Lite Pedals without the clutch. The wheelbase has 5.5 Nm of peak torque and the force feedback is butter smooth as you would expect from a direct drive wheel. But the higher torque or smoothness was not the first thing that I noticed. Coming from T300 with 3.9 Nm of torque, you will definitely feel the difference in the forces and the smoothness of the rotation without the roughness of the belt-driven wheel. It is hard to explain through the screen, so if you have a chance to try any direct drive wheel, I would highly recommend it. If you are looking for more punchy force feedback with higher forces, I would recommend going for the MOZA R9 wheelbase. The 5.5 Nm will not break your wrist, if you know what I mean. But what blew my mind were the details in the force feedback. I think you can feel maybe 50% of the details that the game provides on the belt-driven wheel. For example, my favorite car on iRacing is Formula 4. With the T300 in a straight line, I would feel nothing in the T300, like there was no road surface. But with the MOZA R5 I can finally feel the road surface and I have more details in the force feedback overall driving this car. You always hear from everyone who uses the direct drive wheel that it is hard to explain, and now I understand what they mean. You are finally one with the car you drive and you have 100% control over it. I know that the direct drive wheel will not make you faster, but you will be definitely more consistent and you can save most of the situations before you spin out of control. But let's talk about the stuff you get in the bundle as well, and my opinion about the SRP Lite Pedals, because I have some tips for you that you need to know. First, the ES steering wheel. It's a standard D-shaped rim with a diameter of 280 mm. The materials are high quality. The rim is made from aluminum alloy and it's covered in a microfiber leather with nice hand stitching. It has 22 buttons and small rev light strip, which is unfortunately not customizable, so you cannot change the colors. The buttons and paddle shifters are decent, but they feel the same as on the T300 RSGT wheel rim. The star of the show here is the quick release system, which is quick, not like on the T300. There is no flex in the wheel or the quick release. It's strong and rigid system. The wheelbase itself feels heavy and durable, like a high-end product. On top there are 2 holes to bolt a dash, and at the bottom you have 6 holes to mount it to the desk clamp or directly on the cockpit. At the back you have ports for power, USB to PC, pedals, dash, shifter, handbrake and e-stop. I do have the shifter and handbrake from MOZA as well, so consider subscribing if you want to see them at work in later videos. The SRP pedals come with the throttle and brake pedal only, without the brake performance kit that I have already installed here with the clutch pedal. The clutch is necessary if you need that for shifting, and it's same pedal as the throttle and brake with linear resistance. But the brake performance kit is a must-have item if you are serious about sim racing. The brake pedal is not usable for me without that progressive resistance. I like my brake pedal to be stiff, so I replaced the red spring in the kit with the rubber spacers that I had from the last brake mod. Now it feels perfect, almost like a load cell brake. The pedals came already assembled, which was a nice surprise to me. They are made of high-strength steel with Hall effect sensors and are miles ahead regarding build quality compared to entry-level pedals from Thrustmaster and Logitech. But they have one issue: even though they are made from high-strength steel, they are light. So using them on the carpet will be impossible, especially with the brake performance kit. You can use them without the kit against the wall, but in the configuration like here with the brake mode, you will need to mount them in the cockpit or at least on some type of wheel stand. They just move a lot compared to my old T3PA or TLCM pedals, which are heavier and cover more ground. I race mostly open wheel Formula cars or GT cars, so let's have a look at the ES Formula wheel mode. The cheapest Formula or GT style rim is around $300, so it's nice from MOZA that they have the option to use the ES Formula wheel mode only for $39. Replacing the rim is easy, you just need to remove 6 bolts, but be careful. Removing these bolts will detach the quick release from the button box, so keep this in mind to not damage the cables going from the button box. Now you place the Formula mode on the button box and tighten the bolts. The wheel is now lighter, so the force feedback is a little bit stronger and it looks cool in my opinion. I wish the paddle shifters were magnetic and it would be perfect setup for me. I also have to mention the MOZA Pit House software. It's a breeze to use and there are a lot of force feedback settings you can change. I will be doing a separate video for the force feedback settings of the R5 Wheelbase because there is a lot to talk about. So what do I think about the MOZA R5 Bundle? Well, I think it's a perfect entry option and upgrade from belt-driven wheels to a direct drive wheel and MOZA ecosystem. The must-have order you have to make with this bundle is the brake performance kit if you are serious about sim racing. And with this kit you have to mount the pedals in the cockpit or a wheel stand. The wheelbase with the desk clamp is perfectly fine on the desk or table. The clamp is strong and I think that it can handle more than 5.5 Nm of torque. The ES wheel rim is decent and it will last you a long time. And you can always upgrade it later because of the amazing quick release system and MOZA ecosystem. Okay, guys, that's all from me and stay tuned for more MOZA product reviews. I hope you like this video and I will see you in the next one.